Here we have all these beautiful windmills. It's a whole mountain of windmills. When I see these beautiful windmills, they remind me of my friend Casey, who passed away at the Rainbow Gathering about 8 years ago. He was my good friend, and he was lots of people's good friend. Everyone loved Casey. Also went by Giacomo. And he was at a Rainbow Gathering down at a place close to South Point. And he overdosed that night. So sad. I heard a cry, I heard a scream. And I felt like something was going wrong and I didn't know what it was. So I ran, I followed the sound, I ran. And when I got there, I found out that my good friend Giacomo, Casey, had overdosed. And he passed out. He wasn't breathing. And I asked if there was any nurses or doctors there, and there wasn't any. So I started doing CPR on him. So we found a truck to bring him to the ambulance, and I was doing CPR, and then some other people helped me so we could all take turns. And so we did CPR on Giacomo, my dear friend, and 3 of us stayed in the back of the truck to do CPR, and another 3 people were in the front we were driving to the ambulance. And we were on the phone with them, and the first thing we did was we drove to the windmills. And then we called the ambulance and we said, "We're at the windmills. Where are you?" And then they gave us directions from the windmills to find them. So whenever I see windmills, I always feel like it's a Casey visit from heaven, that he's visiting me and saying hello and saying that he's trying his best to help me. And so, hi Casey, I love you. So I want to tell you a little more about that night. He came up and talked to me that night, and the night he passed, and I was just so sad. I wish I had hung out with him. I just thought maybe if I hung out with him, it might have made a difference. But we didn't hang out, even though I wanted to. And I remember him that night and his pretty brown eyes, being just a really beautiful person. I remember him that night. And it was smoky, really smoky there, and we were all kind of dehydrated, and it was hard to find the water. And so that was right before he passed, and like I said, I wish I hung out with him that night, but of course I didn't know anything was going on. And just remember everything that happened, and it was really, really, really intense when Casey died. He was in the back of the ambulance. We went as fast as we could to the ambulance, and the driver felt so inspired that he wanted to go into EMT work for the rest of his life because he was so inspired, doing his best to save Casey's life, and I was doing my best to save his life. We were doing our best. We really were. And so we finally got to the ambulance on the main road, and they hooked him up to machines and gave him oxygen and tried to get everything going again. And he still had a little bit of a heartbeat, but they weren't able to get him back as hard as they tried. And so they kept trying to get him back, but they were not able to. And then they took him to the hospital, and they really tried to get him back, but they weren't able to. But he had a little bit of a heartbeat going for a while at the hospital. And they gave me the hospital records, which I passed on to his mom through a friend. Oh, it was so sad, and we all just loved him. We all loved him, you know, and it was so really, really sad when he died. And oh, he was just an amazing person. He just had this huge heart, and he had so much love in his heart, and I wish I would have spent more time with him. But giving him CPR for 45 minutes definitely made me bond to him and made me feel like I knew him. And I did a little memorial for him as soon as we got back. And I did a little memorial, just me and some incense and some Christmas songs and songs that felt like they represented him, right at the beach in HPP, right on Beach Road, just right there. I did a little memorial for him. And one of his memorial songs was, "Bye, bye, Miss America Pie. Drove the Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. The good old boys drinking whiskey and rye, saying this will be the day that I die. This will be the day that I die." We also had a lot of Christmas music coming through for him at the memorial and the next day, and one of them was, "And when the saints come marching in, and when the saints come marching in, I want to be in that number when the saints come marching in." And the third one was, "Silver bells, silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them sing, soon it will be Christmas Day. City sidewalks, na-na, na-na-na, na-na-na, na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na." I also wanted to share with you, I went down to Waipio Valley to meet his parents and to go to the funeral. And it was just so special. There was hundreds of people there for him. Hundreds of people that loved him. And his mom and his grandma. And I just met the family, and we all just loved each other, and all of his friends were so good to me. And I met everyone, and we put in flowers to the river or to the ocean, and it was really a beautiful memorial, and it was so sad. Very, very sad. Just want to send my love to him through Jesus Christ. And for everyone who know Giacomo Casey, who lived in Waipio Valley, whoever known this fine young man that loved everyone, was close to nature, had a big heart. For everyone who knew him, watch this video, because he has a legend, and this is representing Giacomo's legend and how much we love him. And I was one of his best friends, and that means so much to me. So hello, hello, see you on the other side. See you on the other side. See you on the other side. See you in heaven. See you on the other side. I'll see you in heaven. Aloha.